have to bump Wolfie Sanderson.
No.
We'll figure it out. We got
No,
time.
yeah,
we got time.
Call you.
Mr. Al Snow.
Hello, Mr. Bolin. I was just about to call you.
No, you're 8 minutes late, so we weren't going to tolerate that shit. And plus, Pete LeBlanc, some guy named Pete LeBlanc out in the West Coast, crashed the show. He took your spot.
Oh, did he? Well,
Yeah, he didn't even donate. I saw your donation. I don't know where you got $5 million, but we appreciate it.
well, you're very welcome. And so, best I could pull together
Chris.
that short amount.
You got a live mic over there, Chris. The Prince is here. Maya's here. Let me make
Oh,
sure.
well, tell them all said I said
Al,
hi.
it's been a couple of years. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
In the kitchen, Chris.
It's not working.
What's not? Yeah, it is.
It isn't. I literally just tried it.
Sorry for the technical
we hear you on
issues.
the
We are dealing with at least two idiots right here.
Christopher's headphones aren't plugged.
Fly-by-night operation. That's what this is.
You didn't plug your headphones in, you idiot.
As I said, two idiots.
Now your phones are plugged in.
All right, let's switch this back.
All right, Al.
Oh, sweet
Al,
Jesus.
how what a bumblefuck
We're going to use up all of
operation.
Al's time screwing with headphones.
Al, it's been great
Yeah.
having you on the show. You remember the show we
Yeah.
did where I let you say anything? He's going to tell all his dirt in the back.
All right.
And
Yeah.
we must have asked Al for 90 minutes. We wanted all this dirt. Oh, Kenny, let me tell you about that. I was a while before we get into that, we go somewhere else. Totally on the shoot, and people were furious because I wouldn't let Al answer one question to give me any dirt in the back of DNA. And
Right, yeah.
we should do the same. So it's been great having you on the show. We love you, and good luck to you with all your endeavors. But no,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. So back to OVW. I hear you've been very heavily. What's the new network you're on?
YTA Network. It's a national network. We're in about 45 million homes. across
Holy
the country.
shit! Yeah, that's almost as many homes as Maya's been in.
Oh,
Good one.
Almost as many.
Very proud of it.
And when's the debut? I'm sure things are being altered a little bit thanks to the virus here and everything. But when
we debuted in March, actually, literally the week that we had the quarantine.
Oh God! So I guess you're putting together
was,
highlight shows now. I guess, right?
Yeah, and that's been a challenge,
I'm sure.
Come up with new shows each week and try to be creative and make them interesting.
Have you
So,
gone into the archives and pulled up any of that 2008 to 2012 Kenny and Chris Bowen shit? Have you aired any of that yet?
Actually, probably going to be doing some of that today.
Hey,
when I
fantastic!
put it together.
Fantastic.
How has the coronavirus affected business overall? I know you recently taken over the company. I think that would be an interesting thing to hear about is how you, especially as a local business owner, are dealing with this kind of thing.
Unfortunately, it's completely shut us down, both the school and we can't have live events or anything.
Yeah, I guess you can't even train the students right now. I guess
No, can't do anything.
unless you want to move OVW to Florida, the governor down says it's an essential business.
It's funny because we actually put some feelers out in
Did you?
Austin, Florida.
Oh yeah.
They,
The Panhandle.
they're very interested. So
Really interesting. Interesting. How you feeling these days? I haven't seen you in a long time. But we've been begging to get you over here to do a live podcast.
I just typically I think you just spoke to Dave Hero.
I did. He buried you. God, man, I never heard such shit being talked on a man. He did brag. He did brag about the team match y'all were in, where y'all beat Abyss and that scumbag at Damian Nelson. Never did like that guy.
Yeah. Well, he mentioned because he was like, "What are you going to do today?" I go, "Well, I'm I go do TV." He's like, "Well, you do. Every time I talk to you, you're doing TV." I go, "Yeah, it never stops. It just." I was there yesterday. I'll be there today. I'll be there tomorrow.
And are you putting it together the way Danny Davis did back in the day down there in the studio? I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't know if you totally ramped that or if you did it elsewhere or how you were doing that.
It's not broke, so fix it.
Well, that's one way to look at it.
One of the few things that hasn't broken over the last couple of years.
Do you realize that you might not know this? Do you know when we first started doing OVW television back in '96 or '97? Do you know that he recorded those on a Super VHS camcorder?
Yes.
They were recorded on Super VHS, and he somehow got those approved for broadcast quality. And you honestly couldn't tell the difference from what these shows look like. And then when did we go HD, Al? What year did we go HD at OVW? Do you remember?
That was about, from what I understand, about 4 or 5 years ago. I think.
Yeah,
Maybe a little longer than that,
we were
but-
way behind the curve in HD, but man, the show looked so much better once we did that. It looked great.
Oh yeah, makes a
Maya,
big
you've
difference.
heard a million stories about Al Snow. Me and Al Snow have logged a couple of meals at Steak and Shake. I cracked you up. What was that Steak and Shake? You were just in hysterics. What did I do that day at Steak and Shake that got you laughing so
I
hard?
can't. I don't.
I
can't
think it was
remember.
something. I think it was something that involved Tim Ash. Believe it or not.
I think it did. Yeah, I think it was something. About
Whatever
that.
it was, you were in hysterics. And
Yeah.
the greatest story with Al Snow is in Cincinnati, and I know Al is bound to remember. Yeah, I get Scooby down. He's ripping cables out left and right. This is a dog and pony show, Al. Trust me. Al Snow was the head booker and I guess the trainer and was up running the Cincinnati show.
Yeah.
Me and the Hammer hatched to where I caused him to lose, and I basically turned on the Hammer there. This is the show where I ran into the crowd, and we're not trying to make anything racial or racist out of this, but
Not this time.
Not this time. But the show, I would say, would you say was definitely 50-50 black and white, or maybe even 60-40?
Yeah, about 60-40.
About 60-40, and Hammer, and this is totally scripted. I turn on Hammer, and Hammer starts chasing me. That wasn't supposed to happen.
No.
Hammer's
No.
chasing me, crowd, and I reflect back on the late great Dr. Smith from Lost in Space, and I run to the sea of where the black fans are, and there's a little. He's got to be 8 or 9 years old, a little black kid.
Yeah.
I grab him and pull him in front of me and hold him in front of Hammer.
Oh.
You can't. And the next thing I know, Al Snow's face is buried into the wall. He is dying. That here I'm trying to save my damn life, and he sees me grab his, and the girls, the kid's sister, are beating the shit out of me. They are laying it in. There's 3 or 4 of them but fortunately none of them can hit hard, so I'm okay.
Oh my God.
And they're laying the shit in because I grabbed it, and I'm not hurting him, but I grabbed the kid, pull him in front of me. Al is in hysterics. He has buried his face in the wall, and now he's cracking me up because he's laughing so hard at me grabbing his kid. And I'm sure Al was watching Lost in Space. He knows where I got the guy from, because every time Dr. Smith was in trouble, he'd grab Will and pull him in front of him. The monster didn't care. He's gonna kill them both. And that was pretty much what Hammer was. Hammer, I'll kill you both. It don't matter to me. And I want you to know that kid and those sisters came over to my gimmick table after the show, and they must have bought $100 worth of shit. So it all worked out. But Al, no one's ever got me to break character on a show, but that was the closest. When I see Al just in absolute hysteria, he's beating the wall with his face buried into it, like Bolin just grabbed the black kid in Cincinnati. We're all gonna die.
Maya had to
Yeah,
watch
it was. You provided a lot of interesting experiences. That's for sure.
Well, that's a polite way to put it. I would give anything if that was on camera. If somebody might have filmed that, I would pay not good money, but I would pay some money to have that.
a small amount of money.
Al, a lot of fans, they've asked me for years if I'd ever go back to OVW. I basically said I left in 2012. I didn't have any intentions of going back, but things have changed dramatically since you took over. You contacted me recently and laid the groundwork for talks about possibly a return to come there whenever all this shit blows over, and I would be certainly open-minded to that. Would you mind if I brought the lovely Prince with me when I come back?
Oh, you guys are more than welcome to come anytime you want. Pay us a visit. I mean,
I think he just said buy. I think Al just said buy a ticket and sit in the third row. I think is what Al said.
No, not at all. No, but
can't afford
and
to grow.
unfortunately, right now I don't have a spot for you. But but good. I've always told everyone how talented you were as a commentator. And, especially as a heel type persona character.
Well, if nothing else, I'd like to come back and just do one show, maybe where I'm a guest commentator. I can sit in with everybody else, and maybe the Prince can come back. Maybe we could do a Bowling Services reunion show.
Maybe we'll have to, after all this is over, we'll get together and plan it out.
I don't want to hear maybe. I want you to say, Bowling, this is booked in stone. You guys coming in, you're going to get the whole gate. You're going to get the whole gate.
You know better. You know better than that.
I should know better than
in stone in the wrestling.
I should know. I should know better than that.
Jesus Christ!
What was your favorite thing at Steak and Shake? You remember when I used to hook you up at the Steak and Shake?
I remember us going after the TVs, just having a good time.
Yeah.
The funniest though was when we had the developmental talent down here.
Oh yeah.
I remember when we got that influx we got like 20 or 20 girls, I think it was. At
Oh
the time.
yeah, that's when Maurice
then
came
The Diva
and
Search Girls,
the
yeah.
Diva Search Girl. We had
and they didn't.
Mickey
They were
James.
so clueless.
Oh, they didn't know.
I remember Beth. Beth
Phoenix
came to me, and they were complaining
about me,
about you,
you
because
remember
you were
that?
as a heel commentator. You were saying that they were ugly and they were fat, and I go,
you know what the heat
Beth,
was?
you're anything but that. And I said, that's why he's saying it, is because it gets him heat. Because he's saying the opposite
I'm
of what
pointing
you are,
out
so
because
people at home are.
You know why I never said one of the girls had a big nose is because she did. So
Right.
I never referred to that girl as having a big nose, and I hope she doesn't realize who she is if she's listening today. But I never said that because she did, and that would be her. So I'll tell you what it was. I can't remember the girl, but one of the girls said, "Will you look at the cellulite thighs on that girl? Look at the cellulite on her."
Yep.
And
Yep.
she didn't make a WWE, but she did okay. I can't remember her name. Al might remember. Cute little thing. And I said she had and Beth Phoenix and Maurice and a couple others.
Shelley.
Shelley. Shelley. She was madder than hell. They were furious, and they went to Danny Davis and bitched about it. And
They came to me too.
They came to you. I realized they bitched to you too, but I knew they went to Danny Davis because Danny Davis called me back and he says, "Kenny, do you realize the girls are real hot about what you're saying about them on television?" I said, "What did I say?" He said, "Well, you said one of the girls had cellulite thighs." I said, "Does she have cellulite thighs?" He says, "Nope." I said, "Well, what do you want me to do?" He says, "I want you to turn it up times 10." He says, "I want you to bury," and I'll say it, he says, "I want you to bury these bitches like they've never been buried before, and they're going to learn what the goddamn wrestling business is about. Kenny, turn it up to 10." I said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Because they're pretty goddamn mad." Oh, Beth Phoenix was in tears. She was crying for the girl.
I remember.
She was crying over the girl, and Martinez lost her fucking mind.
I remember Shelley being.
She was hot, boy. I thought I was going to have to
very
fist
mad,
fight them to get out of there because they was tough girls. I didn't want to fist
they
fight
were,
Beth Phoenix.
They were hot at you.
Yeah,
And
so
they brought it up to me, and I told them, I said, "You don't. What are you not getting? What do you not understand?"
the pity's now on them. They don't understand.
Yeah.
But you know what? Now, who was the guys, Chris, that used to get hot when I bitch about how small they were and told them they shouldn't be in the wrestling business and never had a chance?
There were a few of those guys.
There were a few. There were a few. Can you remember the names?
I think Silvio was one.
Silvio got the madder than any of them. Silvio was fucking hysterical. We're getting tired of Bowling pointing out how small we are and how we're not good. And how I said, "What the fuck?" So I went over and talked to him one day after the show. I said, "What the fuck are you guys not getting? I'm talking shit on you, and then you're gonna win.
Yeah.
I'm the fool, you dumb fucks. I'm the fool."
You're putting them over. Is what
Yes,
you're
and they
doing.
never understood it, especially the little guys. And I don't know if they bitched to you and Danny as much about that as the girls did.
Not nearly.
And what got Sherry Martinez hot, you know how she used to do her ring entrance, how she'd wrap her thighs around the ring? I said, "Well, we're going to have to disinfect that. Lord knows where those thighs have been."
Yeah.
And she didn't care too much for that. And but I just thought it was great. But she was a heel. She was mainly a heel, wasn't she?
Yeah, mainly. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Primarily.
Well, what do I know, Al? I don't know anything. I'll give the Heenan quote. I've just been hanging around for 32 years making a nuisance out of myself.
I remember.
Oh my
when I
God,
was doing
you
commentating
died.
on WWE.
Yeah.
And on Sunday Night Heat, and when what was his name? Lance.
Lance Storm? Lance Russell?
Not the big blonde kid that was down here.
Lance Cade, Big Bird.
Lance
Cade,
so
yeah.
Lance Cade, God bless
One
his
of
heart.
my boys.
Him and
Mark Jindrak?
Mark Jindrak. So
Yeah.
I would purposely, and I was setting it up, setting those guys, they were heels, so I was setting them up so that they could eventually, jump me or whatever and get some heat on themselves, do what they wanted to do.
Right.
So they'd come out, and all through the match, I'd get their names wrong. I'd mess them up,
Yeah, I did that a lot too. That's
which then made
do
people
you
remember their name and actually put them over.
Do you recall what you called them? Because I used to do that a lot too.
I would purposely get, I'd call one, I'd call Lance Jindrak and the other one Cade, and then I'd call them different, mess up the names themselves.
And let
me Triple H.
Oh no.
They went to Hunter,
Oh
complained.
no.
Hunter went to Kevin and Kevin was like, I said, "Kevin, I'm actually getting people to remember their names."
Yes.
And I said, because there's nothing else.
Oh my God! That shocks me because Cade was a bowling services boy. Jindrak they know the deal. They're bound to know the deal, and I love Lance Cade more. He called me Dad. I mean, he was like a son to me.
Great kid.
He was,
awesome,
but
kid.
that blows me away that they wouldn't know what you were doing. That's how little some of these people know about the business when they get up there. They don't understand that a good announcer can make you.
Yeah.
A good announcer can make you, and you paid me one of the greatest compliments ever because you were slated to be the commentator at OVW, and I think you went to Danny and you said, "Hey, Boland's better at this than I am," and I agreed with you. I agreed with you.
Of course you would, yeah.
And you really gave me the opening there because hell, you had the name recognition. You were the WWE star. They could have very easily went with you. And you may not know this story, but I also beat up Dutch Mantell and Bill Dundee for the OVW job. You know how I beat them out? I wanted way less money. you know, Danny.
That's always.
You know, Danny.
That'll always win Danny.
That
over.
always win Danny over, won't it? Danny said, "Well, I can pay Dutch or I can pay Bill Dundee, or I got Boland over here for peanuts. We'll pay Boland the peanuts." But so yeah, that gave me the opening at OVW, and then you and Conway went to Danny and said, "Hey, Boland's got to be the announcer," and because you only did 2 or 3 shows, and you paved the way for me to get in there. And
I did a few, and then you were infinitely better at it, so it was like it just made sense.
Well, plus Al, you and I'm gonna have to bump Jason's. Well, we got 6 minutes before Jason. Do you know Wolfie Sanderson from up north? Used to run the promotions up there, the Millionaire Promoter.
Vaguely, I vaguely remember.
He's next. Wolfie Sanderson's been he has been a big donor to many of my causes and just a great guy. And so we're gonna have him, but I don't think I have anybody after Wolfie. So you and I can go over a little bit. I know Wolfie won't mind. And I got to get hold of Anthony. You wanted to banter with Anthony Scaramucci today, Al. You sure you wanted any of the mooch? Did you want any of him?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that or not.
the mooch is. I put the mooch over as being a master wrestling manager. He would be the best because he's cool, he's calm, collected, he's never rattled, and he's gone both ways. He was the biggest Trump supporter in the world, and we had him on anyway. And of course, if you're on Twitter, you know my views. And and now he's going to be on today, and he's on our team. He's as much in Trump shit as I am now.
Really, he switched sides.
Oh yeah, you didn't know because a couple of my fans didn't know. What, you're having that Trump supporter on? I said, you all ain't been watching the news lately, have? Oh no, he's on Twitter. It seems like 24 hours a day. I get tweets from Scaramucci 24 hours a day of him fucking with Trump. It is a full on-court press. And he and I basically retweet each other's shit anytime we give Trump grief. So, but yeah, you told me you wanted to banter a little bit with him. I said, that might be fun. Let's get Al Snow and Anthony Scaramucci going. And John Cena eats at Mooch's restaurant quite a bit in New York. And Mooch was following me before I followed him, which blew me away. But then again, MC Hammer followed me before I followed him, and I still don't know why. I don't know what happened there. But that was a real honor to have. Does MC Hammer follow you, Al Snow?
I don't know. I'm going to have to check.
You better check, because if he follows you, I'm going to be pissed.
I'm going to be a little jealous. Going to be a little hot if he's following you.
You're going to be a little hot. Do you remember the time in Smoky Mountain Wrestling? This is my introduction to Al Snow. I barely knew Al at the time. I just knew that Cornette had brought him into Smoky, and Al came out, and he's a heel. And I was always the ring announcer in Barberville. Is that where it was, Chris?
Yeah, Barberville.
Yeah.
Al Snow, when he'd come out, never liked my introductions. And he would say, okay, that wasn't bad, do it again. He must have had me introduce him one night 10 times. And it had to be more built up, more dramatic every time. And did you notice the WWE, somebody stole that from us? Because somebody in the WWE recently, I don't know if Chris saw it or not, they were making, you know what? God, I'm escaping the name, but one of the guys was making the WWE announcer announcing, it was Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon was making the announcer announce him over and over and over again, and to my knowledge, you and I were among the first to do that. Only because you didn't make me do it once, not 2 times, not 3. About the 10th time, Al was finally okay with the introduction. He got down in Smoky Mountain.
Al was trying to fill time. Al didn't want to work hard that night. So
Al was pulling a Lawler.
Small.
Al was pulling a Lawler. We'll start working about the 13-minute mark. How's that?
Yeah, wasn't much of a house.
Fans ain't going to notice. They're not going to care.
No.
But yeah, and of course, Chris Jericho got his start down there. Lance Storm. Well, I say their start. I mean, they worked with
Lawler was a smart guy.
Lawler still ain't took a bump in 30 years. Not since Joe LaDuke threw him into the desk. Yeah, there's nothing. Hey, look at him. He's 70 years old and still doing shows.
Damn right he is. He's out there and probably doing better than most of those young guys.
Absolutely. Anything else you're wanting to promote before we bring the Wolfman, Wolfie Sanderson, on? Anything else you're wanting to promote?
If anybody has any interest in OVW, they can go to ovwrestling.com. If they have interest in the school, we are the only actual accredited by the proprietary state office of education.
Yeah.
As a trade school, we're the only one in the world that's actually accredited as a trade school. So
Damn.
they can go to aswa.live.
Yeah.
And they can get more information there. They can follow me at The Real Al Snow on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And
I had not communicated with you on Facebook in forever. You somehow didn't you get your verified account and your legit account kind of combined? Because I tried that and they didn't let me do it.
Yeah, they verified everything. So.
Yeah, see, they didn't let me verify my legit account, and then I got hacked by 3 Malaysian girls, and they now sell candy and shit on my Facebook page.
He's buying from them. It's high quality stuff.
Yeah. I placed an order. I mean, it was the least I could do. They had my account. I figured I'd get something out of it.
Decent.
The only fair thing.
Now when Al, we all got to get together for dinner soon. I mean, if I'm gonna die from the coronavirus, I'm touch you in the mouth. I'm that clean. I'm that clean.
Well, Indiana's opening up this week. So.
Chris said Indiana's opening up. Maybe we can go over there and get something to eat over in southern Indiana.
Yeah, I know. I hope Kentucky opens up soon.
Well, by the way, our
put me out of business.
By the way, our governor is telling us not to go to Indiana and get anything to eat because we're going to go over there and get infected. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. And I know, man, a lot of people getting put out of business right now, Al, and hopefully we're going to be strong enough to get through this. And I'm hearing that we're going to try to open full force maybe mid-June at the latest. That's what some of the restaurant managers have told me. And let's hope it happens. But we all got to be safe about it. It ain't worth killing each other over. So
it's true. I'm simply waiting until they give the go for the churches, and as soon as they do, then I'm going to tell, I say we need to open up because I don't know of any virus that's going to know the difference between the House of the Lord or an arena. So
we would be in full agreement on that. I don't think the virus is picking favorites between wrestling fans and churchgoers.
As long as it gets those filthy Protestants, I'm fine with it.
That's the first time I've heard that point brought up. That's a damn good point.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I like that. And speaking of church, coming up next, he's a man of the Lord, a minister. Wolfie saying, you can tell how much I know about it. Us atheists, man, you got to be careful with us. We don't know shit.
True.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much for calling in.
It was a pleasure.
I am
It's good to talk to you guys.
Good to talk to you.
Soon, okay?
I am sucking at taking fan questions because I'm just kind of hogging the whole goddamn deal. Oh, Linda Kay's in here. You know Linda Kay, right?
Oh yeah.
I was bitching at Hero today. I said Linda Kay watches so many of my shows. She never says a word. She never said. He said yes. She just watches and doesn't really say anything. Linda Kay, while you and I are on here, one of the most beautiful and sweetest and nicest people I've ever met. I figured if you knew Hero, do you really know Hero, or is he just Photoshop himself in a lot of your pictures?
Dave's my best friend.
He's your best friend. I thought I was your best friend.
I'm hurt.
And Chris is a little hurt too. We thought we were 1 and 2, and Hero was 3, is what we thought.
Right.
And you're all interchangeable. You all
we're interchangeable. It just depends on what day and what you need, right?
That's the way it goes.
Well, Linda Kay is my best friend, but she just doesn't really know that yet. But I love me some Linda Kay. Linda, you better speak to me today. You better acknowledge that you're in this room.
You won't be able to read it, but you better acknowledge it.
I can read it. She stalks me, Al. She stalks me. Yeah,
I'm aware. I know.
Have you seen my recent pictures
back in the day? We're stalking.
Have you seen my recent pictures? Have you seen how cute I am now, Al? Am I just adorable? For a 60-year-old man.
Adorable.
Practically adorable. You can't beat that. All right, Al, you sarcastic son of a bitch, you.
I tell you that the darker in the room it gets, the better you look.
Well, I had the fans when I was wearing my mask at Kroger the other day. They said, Bowling, we never seen you look better. You should wear that mask all the time. I thought it was a compliment, and I got home and said, what the fuck? They said I look better with half my face cut.
Al, good man, I'm rooting for you guys to get OW started back out and keep the thing open.
Yeah, thank you. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back stronger than ever.
I love you, Al, and I don't give a fuck what all the fans tell you about all the horrible shit I say about you. I meant hardly any of it. Hardly any of it. I love you.
Hardly any of it.
Pay no attention to the fans because I kind of like you a little bit, to be honest with you.
I like you too, Kenny.
You're a good man. I'm tired of all the bad talk about you, and if me and Chris shut up, a lot of it will go away.
Yeah.
I love you, my boy. Thank you for calling in. Right. You made our day. Thank you much. Good luck. Bye. But anything I can do to help, don't call me.
All right. Bye, guys.
Be good, buddy. Have a good one.